Welcome to the Crazy Happy Podcast. Thank you for dropping in for your dose of crazy happiness and your quick hit of positivity. Happy Monday, guys. Welcome to episode 16. I'm your host, Tanya Vetter of TanyaVetter.com. Today's episode is sponsored and brought to you by Women Empowerment Training Institute, empowering women and youth through engagement and exposure. Happy Monday, guys. I am excited. I wanted to first thank you all for making the first month of Crazy Happy podcast an absolute success. This has really been an amazing experience, and I have just been overwhelmed with gladness and appreciation for those of you who are constantly listening. I hope that it is inspiring you. I hope that it is really adding benefit to your lives, to your day. I hope that it's actually giving you useful information that you can use to help transform your life and live in abundance. Today's episode is extremely motivating, so let's call it Motivating Monday. Today's topic is how to trust yourself and your ideas after failing and fear. I'm going to say that again because it's so common for most of us. How do we trust ourselves after failing and fear? And this topic is really prevalent. I don't know anyone who hasn't suffered from this. I don't know anyone who hasn't been affected by it. And it's really, the things I'm going to share today are going to sound really simple, but usually putting them into practice is where we get a little, not even confused. It's where fear comes in, right? Because that's what this is all about. But I am here to tell you that you can trust your ideas. Yep, you sure can. Even after fear, and even after failing. Trust me, I'm raising my hand like I have both hands in the air right now saying, yep, that's me. So here's the thing. We usually doubt our abilities, right? We usually doubt what we're capable of doing. And it's not because of where we are at the present moment. It's because of the past mistakes that we've made. And it's usually because we're comparing it to something that's happened in the past, right? And so we doubt our abilities. So that's the first thing. We usually doubt our ability based on past mistakes, right? And then here's the other thing. So when we have great ideas, we don't trust them. That's the second thing. So we doubt our ability based on the past, right? Which is an illusion because we only know what is happening right now is what is, and I say big quotes right here, what's real, right? And then the second thing is we don't trust our ideas, right? We look at what's happened in the past and we say, well, wait a minute, that happened in the past, so this idea can't work. Or we anticipate what we think will happen in the future, right? And so we say, well, wait, what if, right? So that what if, it's usually another huge stopper. And so what I want to share with you is a couple of things. We doubt our ability based on the past. And consider this. That's why each day is called a new day. And so ask yourself, when you're thinking about something you want to do, you get that great idea, right? And you're kind of toggling whether to do it or not. Ask yourself this. Or here's the other thing. Let me insert this. Say, for instance, you're working on a project, right? You're working on that secret project or that thing that you have going on that you think you want to do, right? And you don't see it moving, right? You don't see it growing as fast as you think it should be, right? There are crickets and whispers right now, right? And believe it or not, let me share this with you before I share that point with you. Before I had any listeners, and this is going to be so funny, before I had any listeners on this podcast, believe it or not, I was still recording the episodes. And one of my youngest brothers said, "You have too many episodes already. You have too many. I've only listened to one." I know he's not going to listen to many episodes. It's just not his jam, right? But before I had any listeners, I was still recording them. And guess what? I think I had only one aunt, and I have several aunties, right? I only had one auntie who was listening to it, and she would give me feedback on it. So my one auntie was that one listener. But here's the thing, here's the question you ask yourself, and here's the question I asked myself when I had that one listener, right? The question I asked myself was, if I continue to do this and commit to it every day, what will it become in 5 years? I'm going to say that again. Whatever you're working on, whatever you are thinking about working on, and you're afraid to do, and you're afraid to take that step, ask yourself, if I take that step, or if I continue to do this thing that I'm working on, or this idea I have, and I commit to it, what will it become in 5 years? Here's the other thing. Who will I become in 5 years? And what you're going to find is it won't take 5 years for it to become that thing. And it won't take 5 years for you to be that person. The other thing is, ask yourself, if I don't do this, how will I feel about it in 5 years? Okay. The second thing I want you to ask yourself, or I want to make a point first, is that the ideas we get, we don't believe it's possible. We believe it's possible for everyone else. We look at all these magical shows, right? We look at all of these things on Facebooks, all of these promotions, all of these success stories, and we believe it's possible for everyone else except us. And so I want you to ask yourself, did the idea come to me? Because that's what I'm going to say to you. Well, when you say, well, Tanya, I don't think I can do this, right? Well, I would say, well, didn't the idea come to you? So that means that it's possible for you. It didn't come to me. That idea that you have, it did not come to me. It was not given to me. And I truly believe, I truly, truly, truly believe, when we are in alignment, we can trust the ideas that come to us. And I'm going to talk about that in a few seconds. But I want you to hear that, because we doubt our ideas. We get some great ideas. There are so many ideas on the market right now that were originally ours. But here's the thing. God, source, universe, whatever you go by, whatever you call that infinite being, gave that idea to more than just you, right? You did nothing with it. That other individual worked it. My mom says this, and it just gives me chills when she says it. She said, if you would just work the plan will work. Just work it. Work the plan, work the idea, and the idea will work, okay? And then here's the thing. If it was given to you, if the idea was given to you, then it's yours to fulfill. I didn't get your idea, so it's not mine to fulfill. I'm really responsible for fulfilling my own idea, the one that was given to me, the one that I will regret not acting on. So your question is, can I trust my idea? Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you how to know for sure. That leads me into this how. Tanya, how do I know I can trust the ideas that I'm given? How do I know it's not just a fluke? How do I know that this is not a shaky thing? I used to be the master of all trades. The jack of all trades and master at none, right? Until I found what was me. So here's how you know for you sure you can trust the ideas that are given to you. I want to ask you, what is your mental state when that idea comes? And I want you to really focus in on that question. What is your mental state at the time that you get that idea? Is it a state of fear, scarcity, and lack? Meaning, is it an idea that comes to you from a place of saying, I have to get my money, I have to get my money, I have to get my money, I can't do this without any money. If it's a place from worry, stress, and scarcity, then that's not it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when ideas come from a state of alignment, when ideas come from a state of alignment, you may get that flurry, nervous feeling, but it feels expansive. And I'm going to share that again. When you get that idea, ask yourself, if I'm tight and I feel my chest tight, if I feel I can't breathe, right? That's not it. On the other hand, if I get that idea and I can see it, taste it, smell it, feel it, and here's the biggest part, I see who will be served in doing that thing. And I feel nervous, but I feel expansive. And I like to say that it's like a ooh, like when you think about it, you're like, ooh, not a place of not enough. I have to do it because somebody is going to take it before I do, or that's scarcity. You get it? And so you can trust yourself. Yes, even after failing. Yes, even after fear. Because here's the other thing, I don't believe in failure. I believe we learn. I believe things work out, and I believe we learn. I believe things work out while we're learning, and I think we learn. So where people would say, you fail, nope, I would say you learn. And if people say, well, it works out, I think even when it works out, we learn along the way. I hope this episode has touched your heart. It has definitely upped my game. I want you to up level and up leverage your thinking. Your thinking. Change your mental zip code, and everything else will follow. So thank you for dropping in today. And I want you to head over to TonyaVetter.com. That's Tonya, Tony, Vetter, V as in victory, ETTER.com. And I want you to grab your Dumping Ground journal. If you missed that episode, it's episode 6. Get into the Dumping Ground journal. What do we want to call it? Movement. Yes, movement. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow, guys. I think tomorrow's topic is going to be, change your mental zip code. You know what I say? Be light, be love, be you.